Good evening, student. So, welcome to the part 5 of Microsoft Word 2016. So, let's just start with our today's session. So, in our last session, we have seen how we can do the mail merge in Word 2016. So, we have studied about the mail merge process, which include two things. So, there were two things in this particular process. One was our main document, and the second was data source. So in the main document, so the document or the letter that we are going to send should be written. So we have seen how we can write that particular document, and the second part was data source, in which we have seen that either we can use an existing list or we can create a new list for sending this mail merge process. So in the data source, we have provided a list of users to whom we are going to write the letter. And after that, we have seen that it is basically divided into two parts. One was mail merge form letter, and second one was mail merge label. So in the mail merge form letters, we have seen that it was a 6-step process. So there were 6 steps in this process. The first one was to select the document, in which we have selected either we are writing for an envelope, we are going for a letter, we are going for labels. So first we select that document, then we have selected to create a document, in which we have seen either we can use the current document. In a create document, we have seen either we can select the current document, or we can use some existing template, or we can use the existing Word document that is already existed or that is previously created. Then after that, we have selected the recipient list. So in the recipient list, we have seen basically there were two things. Either we can use existing list, or we can create a new list. So in the existing list, basically when we click on the existing list, so it asks us to browse for that particular list, and when we browse that list, so it shows the number of users in that particular list. Then we selected the users to whom we want to send the letter, and that's it. That was the recipient list. Second one was create a list. So in that process, we have seen how we can create a particular list of the users. We have seen when we click on this, so there was a pop-up which includes the information such as the user first name, last name, its address, which city, pin code, etc. After selecting all this recipient list, then we have written our document. Then we write the letter basically that we want, that how it would look like, if it will, like if this was our letter, so there should be the name of the person, and then it will be the letter that will contain all the information, and at last our name or someone. So this was the letter format that we have done in our fourth step. And then in the fifth step, we have seen a preview, in which we have seen that when we have put the address, which was earlier, it was showing like this one, address block. So basically it was a notation that shows that the address of the selected recipient will be put over here. So when we go to the preview letter, it shows us the actual information. That means, suppose in the recipient list there was a name of user Nitin, and his address details were there. So when we click on preview, so all these complete details will be displayed on this letter. And at last, in the sixth step, either we have printed them, or we can simply save them or we can simply save those documents as PDF, or we can simply email them. So this was the complete process that we have seen in mail merge process. Then we have this second one in which we are doing the same thing for the labels. Only the difference was when we are going for, like, the earlier process would be same, like select document, then either use when we are going to create document, so we can use either template or that particular existing one or the current document. And after that we have seen, then we have select for recipient list. That was again same, either use existing or create a new. And then in the fourth step, we have selected, basically we have arranged our labels. So in the arrange label, we have selected the template which will look like this. Whether we want to arrange our label like this, that means like we have selected 30 labels per page. So in that it shows a label will become like this. So in a particular row there were like 8 to 10 or 7 or 6, somewhere around that much of labels in a row, and then it was continuing. It shows something like this, where at the first it says address block, and for the next record there was simply next record. So after arranging our label, we have seen the preview of the label, which shows with actual information that we are going to present. And at last we have either printed them or we have simply saved them as PDF. So this was the process for mail merge label. So today we are going to look into a simple exercise in some shortcut that would help us to do our task easily and faster in Word documents. So let's first go to the exercise. So there is a question: the intersection of a column and a row is called. So basically first we have to identify that this particular question belongs to our table part that we have studied. So we have seen that in the table we have the columns like this, that is this one. These are our columns, and this horizontal rows or horizontal one, this one. These are our rows, while these are our columns. So it is asking that intersection of a column and a row is called. So this is the column, this is the row. So when they intersect, so we will get this particular place. That means this is, or we can say this one. So we have seen this particular position is called as cell. So the answer of this question is cell. The next one we have table group is present in the. So we have seen that when we move to the insert tab, so there was different options like insert shapes, picture, and there was the option of this table. So the answer of this question is insert tab. Then we have seen which key combination delete the selected rows and columns from a table. Now in this question, basically we have seen that our table will look like this, which may consist any information. Let's say it has serial number, it has, let's say, roll number, and this one has name. This is serial number 1, 2, roll number is 21, 23, name is, let's say, Nitin and Neha. Now if we want to delete this particular data, which it is written as serial number, roll number, name. If we want to delete it, then we can select the option shift plus del, or we can go directly to the delete. Okay, so if this is the thing, so the answer would be shift plus delete. If the case is like we want to delete this complete row, if we have selected this particular row and we want to delete it, then what we have to do is after selecting this row, we have to press backspace key. So when we press the backspace key, a pop-up will be there which will ask us, there would be like three options. It may ask that whether we want to delete the selected cell and we want to shift right, or we want to delete selected row, selected column, or particular we want to like move the cells. That means after deleting we want to shift it to the either right or above, something like this. So these will be the options and we can select the particular option that we want to perform. That is, if you want to delete the row, so we can just simply select row and then press OK. But if we go for selected columns, then the complete table would be deleted. So in this case, it is basically asking us to delete the selected row and column. So when we are going to do it, so the combination or the key would be backspace only. So in this case, the answer would be none of these. Okay. Now let's move to our next question. Now the next question is the data item which insert Microsoft Word where to insert the data source information in the main document. So now basically it is asking us that where this data source information. So we have seen that when we are doing for a mail merge process, so there would be a two things. One would be main document and second would be our data source. So the main document will tell us about the letter or the invitation or the document, that particular document that contains our complete information. While the data source will tell us the number of records or the particular user. So that means there would be information that consists the user's name with their address, with their name and other information. So now it is asking which instructs Microsoft Word where to insert the data source information in the document. So there is like merge field. So this particular merge field, this is the data item like we have seen. We have gone to the step-by-step merge process. So we can say that this is the particular item that allow us to basically merge this data source, or which instruct us how we can merge our data source into the main document. Then the last question we have, is a row on a data sheet which consists of number of fields. So again it is related to our table. So we have seen like if this is a table, sorry students, the table is not that much accurate. Okay, it's visible I hope and clear to you. Roll number and let's say name. Serial number is 1, 2, roll number let's say 30, 31, we can say let's say Rajat. So now it is asking that is a row on a data set which consists of number of fields. So basically it is asking what is the term used for that particular thing. So now in this we can see these are our columns. So these columns are known as fields. So basically they are telling about one attribute of that particular record, you can say, and this is known as the field. Now this particular row, if you can see, so there are two rows which consists of information of two students. You can one is Rajat, second is Rohit. So the roll number of Rajat is 30 and Rohit's roll number is 31. So this particular row, the single one, will be called as record. So the answer of this question would be record, because record is a row on a data sheet which consists of a number of fields. So that is, this particular row is consisting information about the serial number, the roll number and the name of that particular student. So I hope these all questions are clear to you. We have seen what is the intersection, that is cell. We have seen the table belongs to the insert group. Combination is none of these, because with any of this combination we won't be able to delete any row or column. And the merge field is the thing by which we can merge a particular data source into a main document. And record is a row in a data sheet that consists of number of fields. Now let's move to our some of the shortcut keys that would help you to work on this word environment, and it will really help you to work fastly and easily on your work. So the first command is Control Z for undo. So let's check what is this undo command. Let's say you are going to type some sentence. Let me write one sentence for you. Now, let's suppose you have written this information and somehow this spelling you have mistakenly written incorrect. Now, how you can correct it or how you can just change it? So you have to just press the Control Z key. Once you press the Control Z key, you can see that the whole text has been deleted. It is just because Control Z is called as undo. That means whatever the operation you have performed, it would be reverted. Like if I press Control, let's see again. This is the sentence I have written. Now, I have seen that this is something wrong. So what I would do is, I would just simply press Control Z. So you can see earlier it was underlined and I just pressed some keys with the help of that. Now it is gone. And once I press Control Z again, now it is displaying me again. So with the help of this Control Z, you can undo. If you press Control Y, so Control Y is for redo. So redo is basically So redo means that whatever you have written or you have mistakenly undo the thing, you can redo them again. So if I press Control Y, so you can see that particular underline has been gone. So it is like the vice versa process, undo and redo. If you have written something wrong or if you want to just go back to the previous state, you will do undo. And if you want to come again on the current state, so you can do your redo. Now to save a document, we have a shortcut Control S. So I hope we have discussed in while saving our document. So you have to simply press Control S, and now it will ask you that where do you want to save. So you can simply browse and you can save your document over there. Like suppose I have selected this on the document, or let's say I want to save it in a desktop. So over here I will write, sorry, on the desktop, let's say I have saved it over here. So now the document is saved with, this is the, the title is like, this is the, and now the document is saved at desktop. So this is one of the shortcuts by which you can save your document. Now if you want to search something, so you can go for Control F. So it will help you to find some text in your document, and you can easily look out there. Like suppose sometimes it happens, you want to search for a particular sentence, or you want to find some information that you have mentioned in your document. So rather to look for line by line, it is better to just press Control F. There would be a search bar. Like I press Control F, so you can see on the left hand side there is a search bar, and I can simply write whatever the text I want to search. And then with the help of these two buttons, that is upward and downward, I can check in my document either those text is presented in upward direction or in downward direction. Apart from this, okay, so we will look some other shortcuts. Now if you want to go to next page, that is if you are currently writing on this page like over here, and if you want to go to the next page, you have to simply enter Control Enter. So once you press it, you can see now my cursor is on next page. At the bottom of the next, at the top of next page, it is displaying. So that means that you can go to the next page with the help of this document. To print a document, you have a shortcut Control P. So you have to just press Control and P, and that document, I mean, there would be a pop-up window that will show the print information. So if you have printer attached to your system, so you can directly select that and simply press OK. So that document would be printed, or it will ask you to select for that particular print. So now we have these commands. So these are basically related to your text. That means if you want to bold your text, so you can simply press the key Control plus B. Let's see. So let's go back to our home page. So this is the text. So first we will press Control A, which will select the all the select text that is presented in the document. And if you press Control B, so you can simply check. You can see that the text has been bold. So this is how you can bold your text with the help of shortcut. Or if you want to make it italic, that is some filter kind of that, so you can simply press Control I. So you can see that now the text is in some tilted form. So this is how you can make it in a italic. If you want to underline the text, so you can simply select the text and press Control U. So if you do this, so your text would be underlined. So these are some shortcuts for making your text bold, italic, or to underline them. Apart from that, if you want to justify your text, so these are the shortcuts. So let's see. Now we can see that currently our text is left justified. How you can identify that whether it's left or not? So over here, these four things are for justifying your text. The first one is left. Second one is for center. Third one is to justify your text right, and this fourth one is for justify. So basically left means whatever the text you will write, so that text, it would be symmetrical at the left side. Like you can see that the margin for this particular text from the left side is same. Clear? Now if we justify this text to the center, how we can do that is, we have seen that there is a shortcut Control E. Now you can see the text is justified to the center, and the margin for both the sides, that is from left and from right. From both the sides, the text would be at the center of the document. The third one is right justified. So we have seen to justify the text right, what we have to do is, we have to simply press Control plus R. Select the complete and press Control R. Now you can see the margin from the right side is justified for the text. Then we have this fourth one, which is the last part, that is justified. So when you press Control J, which is the shortcut that we have seen. So if you write some text over here, let's say there is something, you just simply write like this, do some space. So you can see that the margin for the text from both the sides is equal. And generally in the document, you will find that like in your books or somewhere, you can see that from both the sides, the margin is same for the text. So you can basically use any of these formatting for your document, which is most helpful for your creating your project or assignment, because it makes your document look better, and for a document it should be well justified. So these are the shortcuts that can help you to create your document well and in a faster way. So yes, but just for last thing, if you want to save your document in some other format, so there is a key by which you can do that. So on your keyboard, you can find F12 key. So what you have to do is you have to simply press F12, and a pop-up will ask to ask whether in which format you want to save it. You can, like with the help of Control S, this pop-up won't be asked because you have already saved your document, and whatever with the changes you will do, that will be saved to that particular document. But if you want to in some other format with some other name, you can simply press F12 key, and that document will be saved in other format or with other name, like we have seen in Save. So that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the session for today, which consists of the some useful shortcuts that can help you in creating your document easily and in faster way. And we have seen in our previous session. So I hope so that was the today was the last class for our Word 2016. And if you have any query or any questions related to this, so you can post it on Learn Forward app, and you can also write us over there. How did you like all the sessions? Have you enjoyed that, or any other on this Word 2016 you want to learn? So you can write us on that. Thank you, class. Thank you so much.